In the early 1800s, a respected farming family in rural Tennessee became the center of one of the most terrifying hauntings ever documented in American history. What began as strange noises and unsettling sightings soon escalated into violent supernatural encounters that tormented the Bell family for years. This story, now known as the Bell Witch Haunting, is one of the only cases in U.S. folklore where a spirit was believed to have directly caused a man's death. This is how the nightmare began. In the early 19th century, John Bell, his wife Lucy, and their children left North Carolina in search of better land and opportunity. After traveling more than 600 miles west, they settled along the Red River in Robertson County, Tennessee, on a large and fertile stretch of land. The Bell family quickly became well known and respected in the growing community, living peacefully for more than a decade. That peace shattered in the summer of 1817. One afternoon, John Bell was walking alone through his cornfield when he noticed a strange creature sitting among the rows. At first glance, it resembled a dog, but it was far too large and horribly distorted, as if its bones had broken and healed incorrectly many times. Even more disturbing was the way it stared at him, with an awareness that felt almost human. Feeling threatened, John raised his rifle and fired. The creature fled instantly, but when John investigated the spot where it had been sitting, there were no tracks, no blood, and no signs that anything had been there at all. Not long after this encounter, the Bell family began experiencing strange disturbances inside their home. At night, after everyone had gone to bed, knocking sounds would echo from the walls. Whenever John or his sons rushed outside to investigate, the knocking stopped, only to resume from a different side of the house moments later. Despite repeated searches, there were never footprints or signs of intruders. As weeks passed, the activity intensified. One night, John's sons were awakened by the sound of something gnawing on their bedposts, followed by choking and gasping noises coming from beneath their beds. When they jumped up to confront whatever was there, the sound stopped instantly. The family searched the house thoroughly but found nothing. Terrified and desperate, John confided in a trusted neighbor who agreed to stay the night to witness the disturbances firsthand. That night, the neighbor heard the same knocking and horrifying sounds and fled before morning, shaken by what he had experienced. Word quickly spread throughout the county. Neighbors volunteered to stay overnight, hoping to uncover a logical explanation. Yet no matter who was present, the phenomena continued every night. As the haunting persisted, John Bell himself began to change. Once attentive and strong, he would suddenly become distant, his eyes glazing over, his face twitching uncontrollably. After these episodes, he would wander home, sit silently on his bed for hours, and refuse food or conversation. Many locals began whispering that the haunting was the work of Kate Batts, a reclusive and eccentric neighbor. Though she denied any involvement, the unseen force tormenting the Bells soon became known simply as Kate. And this was only the beginning. Haunting intensified over the next few years. The disturbances shifted from odd noises to full physical encounters and apparitions. The Bell children reported seeing strange figures on the property, and on multiple occasions, spirits seemed to move objects or make themselves audibly present without any visible source. Locals later claimed one son saw a very large mysterious bird, and Betsy reported a ghostly girl dressed in green swinging from a tree. Oh, that's interesting. The entity soon began violently interacting with family members. The youngest daughter, Betsy, became a primary target. She claimed to be slapped, pinched, scratched, and attacked by an unseen force. The invisible presence also reportedly pulled blankets off beds, dragged chains across floors, and made sounds like dogs fighting and chains rattling. Oh, Kapu, that's interesting. The family invited neighbors to witness the events, and word spread quickly, drawing curious visitors from across the region. Some investigators claimed to hear voices that could hold rudimentary conversations, recite Bible verses, and mimic familiar sounds, suggesting intelligence behind the haunting rather than random phenomena. His health deteriorated sharply. He suffered unexplained physical afflictions, including paralysis-like episodes and pain, which local lore attributed directly to the spirit. The entity even claimed responsibility for these ailments, vowing to torment John until his dying day. One day, a terrifying encounter occurred when one of Bell's daughters, Esther, saw an oddly dressed woman walking toward the farm road. The woman removed her bonnet and began violently pulling clumps of her hair out. Soon, 3 children appeared nearby in the woods. All 4 climbed trees and bent them unnaturally toward Esther and her sister. When the family's husband went to confront them, no physical humans or tracks were found, only the trees swaying strangely. Historic Bell Witch Cave. As the years passed, John became increasingly frail, both physically and mentally. One day, while walking with his son, he suddenly convulsed. His body contorted grotesquely, and a horrifying scream filled the air before abruptly stopping and leaving him shaken. He declared to his son that he didn't have much longer to live. Months later, John Bell didn't come down for breakfast, and his family found him unresponsive in bed. Nearby was a strange glass vial containing a dark, smoky liquid that no one recognized. A local doctor tested this on a stray cat, which died within minutes, raising suspicions that John had been poisoned by supernatural means. Soon after, John Bell died in his sleep on December 20th, 1820. Locals later claimed that this haunting was one of the few in American history where a death was attributed to supernatural causes. After John's death, the disturbances in the Bell household largely subsided, though locals reported later seeing strange lights around the property and hearing eerie voices, hinting that the spirit had not entirely fled. Lucy Bell remained in the home until her own death in 1838. Historic Bell Witch Cave. Over time, the original Bell house disappeared, but a cave on the property, now known as the Bell Witch Cave, remains a physical site tied to the legend. Local lore claims the entity retreated into this cave when it left the family, and the site is now a place of paranormal tours and investigation. Today, the Bell Witch legend endures as one of America's most infamous hauntings, inspiring books, films, and ghost hunts, and captivating believers and skeptics alike. Whether viewed as folklore, a supernatural occurrence, or a psychological phenomenon, the story of John Bell and his family continues to be told more than 2 centuries later. The story of the Bell family reminds us that not every danger announces itself clearly, and not every threat can be explained or confronted with force. John Bell was a strong man, respected and grounded, yet whatever haunted his family did not attack their land or their wealth first. It attacked their peace, their unity, and their sense of safety. Over time, fear became more damaging than the sounds in the night, slowly wearing down the family's strength and hope. Whether you believe the Bell Witch was a supernatural entity, mass hysteria, or something science still cannot explain, the lesson remains the same. Fear gains power when it is ignored, dismissed, or allowed to isolate us. The Bells survived by leaning on their community, not by facing the terror alone. So the real question isn't what haunted the Bells, it's what fears are we allowing to haunt us today, and who are we shutting out instead of reaching for help?
Narrativia, where words weaves wonders.
Like, share, and follow for more.
Please be advised, this content was generated with the assistance of artificial intelligence for storytelling, narration, and visual presentation purposes. While care has been taken to provide an engaging and informative experience, some elements may be dramatized or simplified. The video is intended for entertainment and general educational use only. Viewers are encouraged to enjoy the presentation and independently verify facts, conduct their own personal research, and form their own conclusions. The creator assumes no responsibility for interpretations or actions taken based on this content.